company for be intem into your core. I will be saying some and my clients so my answers the questions are be shy. And so we and I almost say as I say or more my bill. The answer my bill or more my form or trust only Capagavia any onwa anything na baby a otukura po na ma media well ne ma me din e wo document no
so okay
nti obo bai na mo ka say oh bill conditions ono enfa onwa ne japade mienu emra na e ka say oh dey be sa dey on to me yan ti o metumi asa no o betumi aye bibi e wo ho amanya ye ni beje o mo se dey bi. And see, as I say, your clients or them to today, but hope by God's grace, Yame Adom, it's me a review of the new conditions ama your clients into. Many work I say, now so say a final discussions.
Okay.
Near maybe you know in that
the news is that he's been released.
That is so, but he's been called back for certain administrative reasons.
It is or that's Office of the Special Prosecutor and also NIB Azure.
You know if we NIB by Office of the Special Prosecutor no.
Okay.
And the late morning, let's say 11.
Okay.
And I process CBBI. In fact, no, you pay office on Crapo Airport, and I friends, I am and see.
And you are say, you know, number Pia Moko, and almost friends, I'm on Simra for administrative reasons, Binti. Now, administrative reasons, by or some sign Bibiana.
And yeah. This is happening. It's breaking into.
And to say more trying to know which administrative reason.
Trying.
Oh, now okay, say mutimi any OSP kama or vary bail terms no variation is here see saying it moved from where to where.
It was sorry or the unknown Japadia instead of 4 and Capita Japadia no before.
Okay.
And now ordinary Japadia we see Emma Paul.
And I still an 2 landed properties now 1.
Bako.
Bako. Okay. Now the other condition say 2 people to stand as sureties Bako not below the level of a principal.
It was waived.
And also was waived. Oh. Sorry now. There seemed to be some focus on the board chairman. Because idea OSP invite na kototo na no ne ade and the bail terms they are so another conversation. But role baby because the name say board need you call for approval and then the management can do the rest. Why the focus on the board chairman, Manasseh?
They said there was a focus on the board chairman. There are 3 or 4 instances. One is the focus on the company, that's the major one. And then the rules that will be a
player.
It's also PPA. We will share managing director, no. They will share be a let's say contract, let us say a back date, you know. Managing director, no. On the rule, no. But the board chairman no many airport for no casano. What Moses will be per service to be rendered normally what no command management. So wait a minute to be a company. The management share na say for further engagement, presentation and proposal. Na enweki womo hwe na se o se board na eba mu a na woma escalate e dia call the board na board na e dey actually am approval but womo se sa contract yi die it didn't come through management it shall see a board level managing director Yvonne Nana Efie Opare was it the first time on which she ever tested proof with Krano. It was at a board meeting. Now maybe so okay, but it's not a board meeting. Airport will be so board chairman for Adom-Octhere and Adom-Octhere. It's the call for so okay now me see and it's a may if you should ever company. Na asema wo mo kan say mo and all the company about board bibia e chassis. So no clear and answer no clear. Na for no clear why this our company extra that's why they introduce the company now because our board minister so when I would chair board meeting also when to me kind clearly but so no can I do mobile yeah dear FM and media and I miss this as okay so when to me kind clearly prana who can to be a mobile and I say and I'm also and a mobile and no basically they want to me I'm here and so we share our contract where Yana man for sure na board chairman the and as a board for the Omonka contract that no clear woman is saying so our contract we and share CNC management extracted from the board level so the year na sanko pay our mobile for la much possible the person airport will be juma also okay monko management when I'm propose and a management no share ya mo de baba and they say the Nadian could be a best friend so maybe no was that contract but the information I Ghana Airport Company Limited they say a balance our contract here board chairman in this uncle we buy then Kopui said your money qualification. Now we should board level no crana company no by year presentation no. That company now na SABA board level for another board ministry. Our board ministry on 16th of August.
I know the company now friend no dev tech so say you know.
DevNest system.
DevNest no. Okay.
Yes. One on oba by year presentation. And it's also buy no on the board no. A car fee for person. And a board in the team say one million demand by man. It's approved and local board no.
And there is correspondence to that effect.
Yes, there are board minutes.
Say board ne ka so mo de contract dem ma DevNest for no.
DevNest, yes.
Okay.
The board minutes signed by Paul Adom-Octhere and the board secretary.
Okay.
So the are making me attend the copy primal.
Okay. Okay.
But the reason you share ever personally a contract. And to make sure Paul Adom-Octhere a design school. Now a banner sign a company every presentation. So when I met you here and a board in the two and I must have said the same company one man among discuss Sika Wabeji and we drew a better and I'm on the two and I'm more board on the castle or Monko PP approval no more for contract and my company A. And what you will buy a company B a buyer money contract mom. And also attack a share one sedan kind of money be but said one subsidiary side, let's say money be a name. And so some subsidiary now, one more company or more let's say company be a legal separate legal
entity, sure.
Any other head.
Yes.
If it's a woman I come up there at least and was send the over presentation I will exhibit and also demonstrating the capacity. So my who the Jew making here yearly. I'm not like some of the man. And also the man of fine now or the court no acquire if you more and I say what action action in the and she ate your buy and a walk at and say, oh,
the first meeting on my presentation, they're not deadness for a buy, but subsequently, you know, a matrix and a buy. That ocean board is now. I want no for Adom-Octhere. Yes, and yet, throughout a deadness system, one more ever board.
About what is the whole brouhaha story about? So in his letter, in the letter of the OSP, he says that the original letter, he says that he's investigating some revenue assurance, something like that. Okay. In my interviews, I wondered why a board chairman is connected with something that has to do with procurement and all that, because under the Procurement Act, board chairman is not a part of it. The Procurement Act doesn't mention a board chairman anywhere. But anyway, this is Kisi Ajabi and the OSP, so no problem. All right. So he says he's investigating something related to revenue assurance audit service of a contract between some company, Evertex. At the board at the Ghana Airport Company, sometime around 2022, the Ghana Airport Company needed money. I mean, there was not enough money in the system, so they needed money. So the board invited the minister to sort of discuss the fees and charges, whether the minister could go through parliament and increase the fees and charges so that the Ghana Airport Company can make some revenue. The minister said no, he can't. Because of the post-COVID Ukraine war, it's difficult to go and tell Ghanaians to pay more. So the board should find ways of raising more money, especially non-aeronautical. These are documented in terms of the policy to raise money through non-aeronautical. It's documented. What is non-aeronautical? If you buy a ticket, I buy a ticket, the airport company gets some money. That's aeronautical. Non-aeronautical is whether they deal in some land or they give somebody space to sell meat pie, or somebody is doing something, or other things that we can do, especially at the cargo area. See how we can get more revenue. All that is documented. So so we were looking for people who can help us in different ways to raise non-aeronautical revenue for the airport, because we're not going to get the fees and charges, because the government policy is that you can't do fees and charges at this time post Russia-Ukraine war. So somebody contacted the board and said that, look, you guys are losing money at cargo, and I can do it. My company can do it. So we said, okay, come to the board and come and do a presentation, which is very normal, very, very normal. So they came to the board to do a presentation and said that this is what we know and this is how it works. The board told them that, yes, you have told us what it is, but there's no real evidence. You haven't given us any evidence that, in fact, we are losing money. And then they said that to do that, we have to work with your management to come and tell you, because we need access to your systems. When we get access to your systems, then we'll be able to tell you in the things that are the revenue that's happened already. So today is July. They will take last year's revenue and show you that this revenue that you got 1 million cedis, you could have gotten 3 million cedis. This revenue that you have 2 million cedis, could have gotten 6 million cedis. So the management gave them that, and then they did that. And then the management brought them to the board the second time and said that people have finished their work, so let the board hear them. So the board heard them. And then they seem to know what they are talking about. They seem to show that, yes, revenue was lost and revenue can be gained. So the board told management that, okay, go ahead, which is also normal. The board tells the management, MD and your people, go ahead and work with them and report back to us. So they did, and they went to work with them. And then we continue our meetings. I had forgotten about it. I don't know anything about it. Then the management comes back that they finished with the people. They brought a proposal. It's a workable proposal, but it looks like the proposal, the people are saying that, well, I left something out. When the people said they wanted to do the audit, the original audit, we told them, and I in particular said it at the board meeting, that we can't pay any money. The Ghana Airport Company cannot pay you any money at all to do this work. You have to find your own money to do the audit and come and convince us that we need the service. So they said, okay, they'll do that. They'll pay their own money. This is also in letters. In letters that they wrote that there will be no financial commitment from the airport company. Till today, there's no financial commitment from the airport company. Absolutely none. So they went to do the audit and came back, as I said. And then we were satisfied that they can do something. So management should continue to work with them. Management came back and said they brought a proposal and they are looking at it. However, what they are asking for in the proposal is that if they are commissioned to do the work, whatever money they gain for the Ghana Airport Company, on top of what we were getting already, they want 20%. So for instance, if they find that in the importation part of frozen food or something like that, airport was getting 1 million, but with their work, we now have 2 million, then there's 1 million that they have added to what the airport was getting, and they want 20% of that 1 million. So this was put before the board by the management, who dealt with them, the MD, who dealt with them on the documents. And then the board said, no, you can't have 20%. MD dropped them to 16%. So it was agreed. And then MD was told that, okay, go ahead and do the things you have to do. Those are due diligence, public procurement,